Pierre Bourdieu's Habitus, Field, and Capital. Pierre Bourdieu was one of the most influential sociologists of the 20th century. He was interested in understanding how society shapes human behavior and why social inequalities continue across generations. To explain this process, Pierre Bourdieu developed several important concepts that work together, including habitus, field, and capital. These ideas help explain how people act, how social spaces operate, and how different forms of resources influence success and power in society. To begin with, the concept of habitus refers to the deeply ingrained habits, attitudes, perceptions, and ways of thinking that individuals develop through their life experiences. Habitus is formed through everyday socialization, especially during childhood. Family background, education, culture, and social environment all play important roles in shaping habitus. Over time, these experiences become internalized and guide how people understand the world and how they behave in different situations. For example, a person who grows up in a family that values education, discussion, and reading may develop confidence in expressing ideas and participating in intellectual conversations. This person may feel comfortable speaking in classrooms, meetings, or professional settings. On the other hand, someone who grows up in an environment where such activities are less common may feel less confident in those situations. These differences are not necessarily about intelligence or ability. Instead, they reflect different social experiences that shape people's habits and expectations. Habitus operates almost automatically. People often do not consciously think about why they behave in certain ways. Their responses, preferences, and attitudes feel natural because they have been developed over many years of social interaction. For instance, the way someone dresses, the food they prefer, the music they enjoy, and the way they communicate can all reflect their habitus. These patterns are influenced by social class, cultural traditions, and educational opportunities. Another important concept developed by Pierre Bourdieu is the idea of the field. A field can be understood as a social arena or a structured space where individuals and groups interact, compete, and struggle for influence or resources. Different fields exist in society, such as the educational field, the political field, the economic field, the cultural field, and the media field. Each field has its own rules, expectations, and forms of competition. Within a field, individuals and organizations try to gain advantages and recognition. For example, in the educational field, students compete for academic success, teachers compete for recognition and influence, and institutions compete for prestige and reputation. In the political field, political leaders, parties, and activists compete for power and public support. The behavior of individuals within these fields is influenced by their habitus, which shapes how they understand the rules of the field and how they respond to opportunities and challenges. The third key concept in Pierre Bourdieu's theory is capital. Capital refers to resources or assets that people can use to gain advantages in society. While many people think of capital only in terms of money, Pierre Bourdieu explained that there are several different forms of capital that influence social success. One important type is economic capital, which includes financial resources such as income, property, and wealth. People who possess greater economic capital often have access to better education, healthcare, housing, and professional opportunities. Economic capital can therefore create strong advantages in many areas of life. Another form is cultural capital. Cultural capital includes knowledge, skills, language abilities, education, and cultural awareness that individuals acquire through their upbringing and learning experiences. For example, familiarity with literature, art, scientific knowledge, or intellectual discussion can provide advantages in educational and professional settings. Schools and universities often reward students who possess the forms of cultural knowledge that are valued in academic environments. Pierre Bourdieu also identified social capital, which refers to networks of relationships, friendships, and social connections that people can rely on for support and opportunities. Social capital can help individuals gain information, recommendations, and access to positions that may otherwise be difficult to obtain. For instance, a person who has strong professional networks may learn about job opportunities earlier or receive helpful guidance from experienced individuals. Another form of capital that Pierre Bourdieu discussed is symbolic capital. Symbolic capital refers to prestige, honor, reputation, and recognition within society. When individuals or institutions are widely respected or admired, they gain symbolic power that can influence how others treat them. For example, a prestigious university degree or a respected professional title can create symbolic authority. These different forms of capital interact with habitus and field to shape social life. People enter different social fields with varying amounts of capital, which affects their ability to compete and succeed. Those who possess valuable forms of capital that are recognized within a particular field often have greater chances of achieving influence and success. For instance, in the educational field, students who possess cultural capital such as strong language skills, academic knowledge, and confidence in discussion may perform better in school. Their habitus may also align with the expectations of teachers and institutions. In contrast, students from different social backgrounds may possess different experiences and knowledge that are not equally valued within the school system. Pierre Bourdieu used these concepts to explain how social inequalities are reproduced across generations. Families with greater resources and cultural advantages often pass these benefits to their children through education, social networks, and everyday practices. As a result, the same social groups may continue to hold positions of privilege and influence over time. However, Bourdieu's theory also shows that social structures are not completely fixed. Fields are dynamic spaces where struggles and changes can occur. New forms of capital may emerge, and individuals can sometimes gain opportunities that allow them to move beyond the limitations of their social background. Social movements, educational reforms, and cultural changes can alter the rules of different fields and create new possibilities. In conclusion, Pierre Bourdieu's concepts of habitus, field, and capital provide a powerful framework for understanding how society works. Habitus explains how people's habits and perceptions are shaped by their social experiences. Field describes the structured social spaces where individuals compete and interact. Capital refers to the different resources that people use to gain advantages within those spaces. Together, these ideas reveal how culture, power, and inequality are deeply connected in everyday social life. If you found this explanation helpful and want to continue learning about sociology and important social theories, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who are interested in understanding how society functions.